Greetings and welcome back to SmartWatchTicks.com. I just picked this up from the post office. All my labels are all on the other side of it, and we are going to tear in it together. First time to show you. I can't believe what they're doing these days. Look at this. Here is a huge box. It's called the Smartwatch Ultra 9 S100 7-in-1. What does 7-in-1 mean? Guys, it means for under 20 bucks, you can pick up an S100 Ultra 9 Max smartwatch with 7 different bands in it. And charger and yada, yada, all kinds of other stuff. From Aliexpress, this particular company, Smartwear Factory Store, I didn't get this from them. The one that I got it from is out of business already. This is really the wild west of smartwatch buying through AliExpress and some of these companies that appear and then disappear. I'm not even sure if this is the link I'll have in the show notes for you, but I will have something, at least one, if not more sources for you to pick this kind of thing up. For 20 bucks, it's something you might want to check out, especially after you see the review. There are 4 different configurations. If you look carefully, you see the different colored bands in the 4 different styles. And they're all basically the same price. Now, inside is a basic smartwatch. Nothing really spectacular that I know of. We'll look at it. It is a knockoff of an Apple Watch design, right? It's got titanium alloy case with strap lock and real screws, it says. The standard silicone ocean strap and all these other straps are included here. You can get it in black, gold, or silver, they say. It's a 2.09-inch HD LCD screen, not AMOLED now, 425 by 518. This is insane resolution. Wow. Supports Android 5 and so forth. Lithium-ion polymer battery at 450 milliamp hour battery. Should give you a good long life. All these different things are supported. All these different functions are in here. Body temperature monitoring, voice assistant, weather forecast, music control, all of that stuff, and Bluetooth calling, all for under $20, all with all these bands. Note, waterproof is life waterproof, so it's not really strong waterproofing. You're not going to want to dunk it underwater, swim with it, or bathe with it, okay? But if you don't need a waterproof watch, you've got it here. These are some of the supported languages. Let's tear into it. We've got a sealed container here. I got my trusty scissors because I forgot to pull out the other thing that can slit the plastic. See, you can use scissors for all kinds of stuff. And we get into it. We can find, wow, even the boxing. Look at this. It's not just printed on it. It's like layered on here, the ink. This way. It's got a little black dot there, so my guess is it's a black one as opposed to silver and gold. FENDIOR, we're seeing that a lot as the kind of the manufacturer's name showing up on these. Here we go, S100 Ultra smartwatch. We've got a manual, and inside of here, got banged around a little bit, but we'll put them in place. First of all, we've got a silver unit. There it is. There's the module itself, the actual watch. It comes also with one of those little plastic snap-on protectors if you want. That's free with the package. Then you've got a metal silver band in this particular one. You've got a nice stretchy cloth band here. They're all using the Apple style of connector, right? Because that's what it takes. Here's a rubberized black band. Here's same kind of thing, but with color, red, integrated with it. Then you've got the wraparound kind. I'm sorry, I don't memorize all of their names. One's called an ocean and one's called a wave or something like that. I think these are the ocean ones, are they? With the ripples on them. This is typically what we've brought in with the smartwatches, especially the Series 8 style. And then there's the same thing in black. So you got a black and orange of that style, this style in orange, these 2 rubberized ones, a cloth kind, and again, a metal one as well. For 18 bucks, that alone, if these are good quality, that's probably a good price to pay just to pick up the bands for your actual Apple Watch. But they're throwing in an S100 as well. And that's what we're going to take a look at now. So the little fold-out manual that's in the box along with it shows you basically the configuration, how to install the band, the QR code you're going to need to connect to FitPro, which is the tethering app this one uses, what the buttons do, where they're located, how you swipe up, down, left, or right, and then some detailed text, which we're just going to leave on the screen for a bit, let you freeze frame it and read it in your leisure if you want to, and the back, and a different language. So basically that's the manual. Now, I'm going to use this particular band because it's unusual. We haven't played with that one much. It does come with a wireless charger. Make sure on all of these you're looking for the concave section as opposed to the flat section. That's what you want to have up when you put the watch in it, and that'll just magnetically couple, almost strong enough to hold it. You also want to definitely take off all of the covers. You see there's a little plastic cover here. It's not the screen protector. You see some little bubbles and things of sorts, but when you take all that stuff off, that goes away. Those are gone, and then we just put the band in, and voila, there it is. Really nice, huh? It's a Velcro band, loops over, attaches, slide it on, put your hand in it. You'll see it on in a little bit. So we're looking at basically the Apple Watch Ultra design. Again, this one's the silver one, speaker. You got that orange button on the left. On the right, you got the twirly knob button and then the pill button. Press on the lower right button. Give it a moment. It says FitPro, that's the app we're going to be pairing with, and you're into a classic Apple Watch face right off of the bat. Touch it, you're going right into all of your apps from the app drawer. You can get there too by pressing the side button, the twirly button. You also can change your watch faces with a simple twirl. Here's a really nice animated watch face on this. Remember, this module, the entire watch, in addition to all the bands you're getting for under 20 bucks. This is a custom watch face I already downloaded from the app. You get one of those per opportunity, but you can change them out. This is a stock watch face that comes with it, and then we're back here. So we really don't have a whole lot of watch faces on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you're back. But you do have the option to change that one face out periodically. You don't have active complications on here. The touch will just take you over to the actual apps. So it's a minimized watch. I mean, it does a lot, but it's definitely not as robust as some of the more expensive ones. When you slide down, you'll get notifications sent from your phone if you have any, and sliding up gets you into all the controls. You immediately have airplane mode if you need that. You can go into that mode or come out of it. This gets you into the different styles, and we're looking at the text style, but you can try any of these other ones too, up to 5 of them. We'll show you some of those in a minute as well. Here's the integrated music player. You've got a flashlight, which will light the screen up to full brightness. And just slide out of it to get out of it. This is already turned on. That's our Bluetooth calling and music streaming connection. You have a do not disturb, your language selection. I guess we can show you the different languages that are installed. Just a small subset. There's not a whole lot of them in here, but quite a few. Hopefully you're seeing your language on there if it's not English. Then you've got this one, which is your QR code to download and bind the watch. You'll need that when you get set up with the app. This is your phone book for your contacts to make Bluetooth calls. And this is a stopwatch. Now, I'm not sure why they put it way up there, but if you're inclined to use a stopwatch, you've got it. However, when you leave it and you come back into it, it resets, so it's not going to run in the background. And those are the items that they've chosen to put on the swipe up menu. Sliding over to the right, you get into this screen, which is really, really robust. It shows you today's date, the day of the week, and a span of several days, so you can see on a horizontal calendar where you are. You got last night's sleep time, heart rate, some other things in here. The current temperature, Fahrenheit or centigrade, you set all that up in the app. And then your activities and the hours of standing up, I believe, and your step count. These are minutes of actual activity. There's your music player. Look at this. Awesome. All kinds of stuff in here. Your blood oxygen reading, your blood pressure reading, and then the most recently used common apps are in here as well. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So you really don't need to do much other than swipe this way and get access to all of this goodies. If you want to go individually, though, you can swipe to the left and get into the integrated music player. This is a good time to show you how the speaker sounds on this one. Here's a music clip I've got set up on the phone. It's set up for Bluetooth streaming. And this is how it sounds. It's actually playing. Can you hear it? It should be thumping like crazy. This is one of those heavy beat type songs. And I can barely hear the sound coming out of it. Sadly, it doesn't have a robust speaker, so your Bluetooth calling and your music streaming are not going to be outrageous. Again, this is a module that's coming with a set of bands, so it's not the highest quality. And this is one of the first times we've seen one of these Apple Ultra look-alike watches with a bad speaker. The technology's completely changed, and it's usually much, much better. But I can barely hear it here. I don't know if you can hear it at all. Yeah, bit of a disappointment on the overall speaker. Okay, continuing past the music player, we get into, whoops, it went too quick. We get into this thing, which is a multi-look at your daily activity, step count and distance traveled and so forth. Your training minutes are here and your standing time is there. You come down, you've also got your step count listed here, I believe, and that's your times of stepping. Look, it got me at midnight, probably when I got up and went and got a drink of water and came back, it counted that as standing up. Your calories and miles traveled. I haven't done a lot with this one yet, but that's your daily information. One more over then now, and you're into heart rate, and this is bizarre. It only has red diodes, 4 of them, and they flash no matter what you're taking measurements of. And it gets you a heart rate of thin air. I don't trust the biometrics on this at all on any of them. I think they're probably all simulated. So with that said, I wouldn't buy this as a fitness watch. It's a fun Apple-looking watch you're getting for under $20. And pretty much that's it. Let's keep going. We have the music player, all of this, heart rate, and then your Bluetooth calling keypad, you can put in the number you want to call, and that's it, and then it loops back over here. Okay, we went this way, we saw all of these things, and now we'll press here and come into the apps. Dialer, phone book, those relate, of course, to making Bluetooth calls. This is all kind of jumbled up, so you literally have to go through it and check every one of them. There's heart rate, we saw that. Blood oxygen is here. I just want to show you it's attempting to get a blood oxygen reading. We'll give it a moment. And it's got a nice simulation going on in a graphic. And we did get a 99% reading on thin air. So the simulation's working nicely. You can connect with Facebook. You have the SOS function you can set up if you're Bluetooth connected to the phone to place an emergency phone call if you need to. If you can hear it. There's that health thing we saw when we swiped over that showed us all of our step count and other things. This says ECG. Come on here, I got diodes flashing again. It's electrical. I'm going to be careful to just touch the band, so I'm not making any electrical connection either to simulated plates on the back or simulated electrode on the side, but it will measure and show you a graphic simulation of an ECG. And actually in the app, it will give you a simulated chart as well. But does it give you an actual reading? Yes, it does. But I had to wait for a whole minute for it to time out basically and give you the actual reading that it's computed. That's your ECG on this one. Now beyond that, we have your sports selection, and you can get to that by hitting the button on the side here as well. This is programmable, by the way. You can put anything you want. You have your basic stuff, running and bike riding and so forth. There's no GPS in the watch, just a few things that you can do, and those activities will be recorded basically on here and transferable to the app. WhatsApp is supported as a direct connection, Bluetooth to your phone. You don't have a separate WhatsApp connectivity in the watch itself. Remote camera. Here's blood pressure now, systolic over diastolic, same flashing red lights. And likewise, it's just going to make a reading out of thin air. I could have it on my arm and show you, but it bothers me when you get realistic data when you're not making a legitimate measurement, because that could be seen erroneously by people as valid, and it's definitely not, as you can tell. So a little bit upset about all of the biometrics, all of the measurements, and there's more. We're not done yet. Okay, so we did blood pressure. Now you got the music player. Twitter's supported. Well, X. You're going to see a lot of these watches still are going to use the old symbol. Reset, scary. It completely reboots, factory restores your whole watch. Be careful with that one. If you don't, make sure you synced it before you hit that one if you want to do a reset for whatever reason. Here's weather. We saw a bit of that on the side, and there's a Fahrenheit reading, but you can change it to centigrade. But that's it. No forecast. Looking for is going to ring the phone. Do I have the volume on the phone? Let's see, start. Well, it's not doing that for some reason because we just heard the phone playing through the watch. But that's what that's for, is to find your phone. Last night's sleep information is giving you the total and that current day. It'll give you a whole week's of information, and that's it, just the total sleep time here. We'll see what it does in the app. You got a nice little calculator, and by little, I mean the digits. Look at that. Look how tiny these digits are. But they want to let you see the 2 lines of information and then the result. But I would have made it a lot bigger, like the size of the keys. But you do have a calculator. You have a simple calendar that's just the monthly calendar with the current day highlighted. These are your menu styles, and we saw those. In fact, why don't we run through them real quick right now? Instead of selecting them, I can double tap on the side, if I get it just right. Come here, you. There, and we can switch to this style. Double tap again. You know what? I'm hitting the button over here, too. There we go. Circular. Now, of course, you got to memorize what each of the icons stand for. Here's another portrayal, and any of these, you just tap on it, and it's going to tell you what's here. I'm not getting it to circle around to show you the names, but maybe if you tap on it, no, it goes right into it. Okay, here's an interesting one. You sort of slide down like this to see the different icons. And then, of course, the standard bubble style that you can zero in on. And back to where we were. Okay, that's a quick look at all of the different ways of portraying the data. We have come to the calendar, the menu. Now we've got messages. That's your text message area. Stopwatch we already looked at. That's the QR code to download the app and pair the watch. And you've got a game and more. So the game is a little snake game. It looks like this. And as you play it, I'm sure you gamers will figure it out. Game over. I am not a gamer, sorry. More gets you into here. You got About the Watch, which tells you it's the S9 Ultra officially. That's what you look for when you're Bluetooth tethering it. You can activate Siri, your voice assistant, way deep in here, which is kind of crazy. It'd be nice if you could double tap or something to get to it. And that's the Google trigger as well. If you're on Android or iOS, you get Siri right there. When it times out, it comes all the way back again. So you've got to find your path back to where you were. Yeah, a lot of limitations on this one. We're not reviewing a top-of-the-line smartwatch by any means. You can set the language, set your time and date separately. There's no switching for 24-hour mode. So in the afternoon, all your time is in military time. Your backlighting is, how long it'll stay on before it goes off is here. I have it for 15 seconds. You can go up to 3 minutes on here if you want to. Now, back to dial. This one, I'm not sure what it is. It's set for forever. You can change it to 1 minute, 2 minute, or 1 hour. But I honestly try these different things, and I'm not sure what it does. If anybody figures that out, let me know. Bed lamp now is an interesting one. When this is turned on, when you have it attached to a charger, it'll give you the little glowing green bed lamp time and date information. And if you turn it off, it'll just go black when it's charging at night, which is really good, or whenever you're charging it. Really good that you have that option. Cover screen now is fun. When you have that turned on, all you got to do is cover the screen and it'll turn the watch off. Yep. So if you have your timeout set to really long, but you just want to kind of check your watch, and when you're done checking it, you can cover it, and that'll turn it off to save battery power. Your function key set, this is the side button here. You can have sports, but you can do all kinds of things, different ones that you'd like to have it on, including, did you see it there? Siri is there, but for now I basically have it set on the default, which is sport. Then you got this backlight brightness. This is the overall brightness of the watch. Yeah, we haven't seen that control until you get all the way deep in here. It's not part of the pull-down menu. It's got a nice range, not huge, but a nice range. And then screensaver. Now, screensaver is what you know as always on mode in a lot of different watches. On this one, it just comes on for a few seconds. I've reset the timeout now to be only 5 seconds, so watch carefully. The screen times out, and now it goes into, wow, wouldn't you know, it's exactly where the minute and the hour hand lay on top of each other. I'll try that again in just a few moments. So here's the regular watch face once again. When it times out, you get the ambient screen display analog watch hands. Now, there's no way to change the time on that, and there's no way that I know of that you can switch it over to digital. It's just that one display, and it's only on for a few seconds. And that, again, was the screensaver. When you switch that off, it'll just go black, and it won't actually show up at that point. That's more like settings. There was no settings on the watch at all, but it's all buried under more in the apps. So we've covered everything. We swiped every direction. Double tap on here, change the different displays. This will take you into the list of all of the apps you've had open, so you can switch between them or you can clear them out completely. Double tap doesn't do anything. A long press and hold will bring you up to, I think you have to start from the main screen. Now we long press and hold. You can shut it down, you can reset it, or you can activate that SOS call if you need to directly from here too. That's it for the watch. Let's look at the app. Again, the app is FitPro that's used by this watch. That's what the icon looks like when you're looking for it in the Google Play Store. And we install it, open it. Now you have a choice of either setting up an account so you can have historical tracing of your data, or you can just go in directly, which is basically what I've done. Now, this is a trend that's starting to show up in some of these apps, and that's to have ads integrated all over the place with the actual watch tethering app. Very unfortunate. Not too overdone on this one, but it is there. You see there's an ad shows up everywhere. We're on the home screen. We'll look at this data here in a minute. We need to sync it. We don't pull down to sync it. You sync it by tapping that button and twirling it, and it'll give us our information pulled from the watch. You've got your settings, your own motion where you can actually, do exercising and whatnot, and then about you and your stuff. Here we go. We got some step count information for the day already. That's 23. Okay, I'm not sure what that is. It's not today. That date's not the 20. And can I go into it? No. Week? Month? Wow. Okay. I thought I'd have more data. More step details, it says. 1,495. Well, we have distance, consumption, and target, where you can set your overall target if you want to. That takes us again back to there. Distance. They're all taking us to the same chart. I thought we would see a breakout of the hour or the steps per hour, but we're not seeing that. You have this crazy thing, my health rating, 93 minute. Not sure what we're doing here. You're collecting points. This is your BMI, body fat rate, and this is all being calculated based on what you put in the My tab, or About You, with your height, your weight, and those kind of things. But it is giving you something here. Okay, here's where you've got your basic data. Enter the assessment. So I think it's just calculating your BMI based on the data that you put in, and tells you how healthy you are with a health index. This is your heart rate stuff, and blood oxygen and blood pressure. It says you can start measuring directly. Now I have the watch on. You haven't seen it on. There it is. Pretty cool. We're going to say start measuring, and it switches automatically to that mode, and it's going to give us a heart rate of the actual human being instead of just the air outside. And it's fairly quick, came up with 74. That's more realistic, actually. And here's the previous readings and the date and time that they were taken of all of these: heart rate, blood pressure, and blood oxygen. So this is what you get when you enter into that particular area. Last night's sleep time, none. Well, I did wear it to sleep last night. I have absolutely no data. Not sure why. This is the 7th. Yeah, I can't change the date either. Looks like it needs a little bit of work. Here's the crazy ECG section. You ready? I'm going to say start measuring. It goes over here to this chart, or to the entry, and begins its measurement on the watch without touching it. And those of you familiar with watching this channel know that in order to do an ECG, you have to touch a plate, a part of the watch. Look at this. Now it reverses and it goes upside down. But that chart doesn't change. And you have plates on the back. So you create an electrical circuit through your heart. But this puppy gives you this exact same chart. I've looked at it over and over again. It does a few of them with one pattern, then it changes the pattern, but the rest of it looks the same. It makes it small, it turns it upside down, it repeats that pattern twice as it does the whole ECG reading. It's not giving you any information whatsoever until it's completely done. And of course, you're not getting your I don't even remember the acronyms, QT, QRT readings. What you do get is this exact same black chart with the crazy way the heart wave is changing. You get your height, which you entered, your weight, which you entered, and a heart rate, supposedly, that it's picked up, possibly from the red diodes, but most likely guessed at or simulated. Totally fake. I do use that word when they're talking about ECGs, because they're getting better and better at creating a simulation that, unless you really understand how it works and what's going on, that you might take as real, and it's not. It's not just simulated, it's completely fake. Healthy habit, you have to actually create an account and log in to get into that, which I haven't done with this app, but it is available for you. And that's everything on the first page. There's your goals, if you have any, I guess. And then you can go into your overall settings. This is where you can turn on the raise to wake, and you can set it at a time frame so it's not going to annoy you at night. That's nice. You can set up some alarms. You can do sedentary reminder on this if you want to. And when you turn it on, you can have it do it over certain times of the day, and you set all that stuff up as well. You can find the device, remote shutter, your messages, frequent contacts. Here's your dials. These are the different dials that are available, and there's a pretty nice selection of them. I grabbed that one. That's what we've got installed. But as you can see, showing you 3, but you have an arrow that goes on over where you can look at other ones that they've got. Here's in the digital selection. That's kind of fun. I like that one. Digital and an analog. Let's install that, see what it looks like. Now, on the watch itself, it's going to switch. It's going to take a while to do it, and it'll transfer. I've skipped ahead for you a little bit. We're almost complete. And when it's done, switches over here onto the watch to reboot. And then there's your new watch face, okay? So you've got the time, different ways. You got your step count and all the other information. And it has replaced the one that we had there before with this one. That's how the watch faces work. What else have we got? Reset the device. You can do it from here. You can remove the connection. Other is where you set up basic parameters, vibration setting. Looks like that's all we've got in other on this one. An upgrade to the firmware, nice to see that. And then background settings. This is where you set up all your privileges and whatnot to make sure it'll run in the background and you don't lose any of the data through the connection. Then your motion. This is where you can start and do a walk, a run, or a bike using GPS in the watch. And then there's you, where you set up your user profile. This is showing you your overall information and about, which is the QR code for the app. User profile is like this. I always set it up female in case it has period tracking, but this one does not. But you can set all your different targets and stuff in here as well. Pounds, inches, Fahrenheit, whatever. And log in if you want to, or create an account so that you can get access to it. So that's pretty much how the app works. So let's summarize. With this package, not only are you getting an Apple Watch Ultra clone look-alike case with a smartwatch inside of it that has lots of different features, different things that you can do, games, heart rate, blood oxygen, which, by the way, may or may not be accurate. You have to check all of that stuff. But you do get a fun little play smartwatch with this one. Bluetooth calling, music player, all of that is part of it. You have a little plastic cover that you can put on this or your Apple Watch, if you have a real Apple Watch, I presume. You get your charger unit, of course, and a whole variety of other bands. And the really amazing thing is this entire thing is under $20 here. You can pick it up through Aliexpress. I'm going to have a link in the show notes for you, or more than one, hopefully. Probably Alibaba has it as well. Haven't seen it on Amazon yet, but if I can find links for you around that look like trusted links, I'll have them for you in the show notes. Again, you can get this package with a variety of different bands. You can get the watch in black or silver or gold. And if you look real careful at that picture, you can kind of see this looks like the gold band with the gold watch in here. There's the silver one. I think this is the package I've got here, possibly. Anyway, each of them are coming in at $18.15, and we may even have coupon discounts on that as well. So do check the show notes. That's a good place to begin your search on this particular package of the S100 Ultra 9 Max with 7 straps, charger, and case. Thanks for watching, gang. We'll see you again soon.